Hi again and welcome back. It's Laura from Hyperstamper. I am so happy to show you this junk journal that I've just finished the cover on. It is an original portrait photo mounted in the original mat, and down here it says Elstedham, Oshawa, Ontario, and that photography studio was in business from 1888 to 1911. So because of what she's wearing, I believe this is late 1800s, possibly even early 1890s. So very excited about this. I've had it a while and I'm finally ready to let her go. Her face is stunning. She's a real beauty. The outfit she's wearing, this beautiful neck piece, the hat, it is just stunning. So I've left it alone. It's just mounted on here actually with foam tape so that somebody could lift it if they wanted to frame it or reuse it. So very, very special. It's mounted on top of a vintage book from the 1950s, which you can't tell because it is completely covered. But I've also added these mostly vintage beads here. There's one here that is not, that I added. And I'm going to show you the inside now of this really pretty, gorgeous junk journal. So there's the original page of the original vintage book, as well as this one here, Beckoning Trails. And we've got everything in here is authentic, antique, and vintage ephemera, except for these tea-dyed pages. So a 1950s bingo card here. We've got a 1920s ledger page here for journaling on. Lots and lots of clusters. There's recipe pages from the 50s, as well as American road maps from the 50s here. And this is a vintage botanicals book, which has some really awesome images here, printed. Not printed, but from the book. I've got a vintage doily here, and inside there's this photograph from the 1930s. It looks like Grandma and Grandpa with baby here. Isn't that beautiful? 1939, I think. And we've got a vintage dictionary page. And on the flip side of that, I have this little on-off switch that came from, it was like an old vacuum cleaner that was somebody had put in the trash. So I peeled this off. I just thought it was so cool. It would have had a flip up and down switch there and just turned it into a little journaling spot in that pocket. And then up here is from the 1940s, just another really cool ledger page that you can journal on the back of. And some vintage fabric up here, vintage stamps, and a really cool, very well-loved vintage playing card here. Neat pocket, 1950s theater magazine. And this is from the 1905, I want to say, this page here. Beautiful image up here. And a children's book page here. Look how fun is that? And then this is from the Beacon Lodge from the 1940s, 1944. And all the people's names here, and the P is for present, A is for absent. So you can see that they took their attendance very seriously at the Beacon Lodge. And we have this gorgeous antique postcard here, and that is from the 40s. And a journaling envelope here out of an antique book page. Wonderful, great moments I pulled out of a book title. And I made this tag here out of antique ephemera and some vintage ribbon or lace, and a vintage canasta score sheet for journaling on the back of as well. More theater arts pages. And look at this from Simpsons. It is a receipt here from a drugstore, Simpsons IDA drugstore from 1955. Cool. That would have been on the prescription. And a 1938 Paris Almanac book page. And a little paper doll outfit from the 60s. So that would have been the hat and the matching little rain outfit and the little rain boots there. I actually gifted the dolls themselves to a wonderful client who collected doll ephemera and doll related things, which was really fun for me to gift that to her. I've got a vintage recipe book page there, and let's see here, a 1950s magazine page. Look at the fashions there. They're all fantastic. I love looking at those. Another Beacon Lodge page here, and a plate out of an early 1900s history book. Peter the Great. This is just a little children's book page that some lovely little child in the past 100 years has colored, and I turned it into a journaling card. That's from a 1920s music book there. And there's that 1938 Paris Almanac page, which is really cool. It was during World War II, so if you want, you can Google Translate some of the stories in there and the satire. Kind of fun. Another antique music sheet, and this is a lovely poem from the 1800s. Here, 1930s Monopoly Chance card, advanced token to Boardwalk. Remember that one? That was not fun if somebody else had hotels on Boardwalk. The Joyous Travelers, that's one of those wonderful hard cardstock fuzzy pages. Really great plate there. And this is a vintage bird book page. Isn't that fantastic? With the pelican, Gulf of Mexico. Look at this pretty little children's book page. I love it. It's absolutely adorable. And here is a great advertisement that came out of a recipe book from Blue Ribbon Recipe Book from the 50s. Another journaling card there from an antique book. And some vintage upholstery fabric. And underneath is an antique 1920s scrapbook piece. And that is the end of this magical little book. It's on Etsy now. I hope you'll go and visit at hyperstamper.etsy.com, and everything is listed on there. There's free shipping on all my Etsy orders in North America. So enjoy, and don't forget to subscribe.